Is it permissible to ask for a higher price when the customer pays in installments? So, what's going on here? So, we have a scenario where it's like a lot of the times when people buy car insurance, for example, they'll give you a quote for the entire year. Let's say it's £1,000, or they will say you can pay in installments, £100 a month, but that will come to 1,200. uh, is this permissible? So one thing that really causes doubts in people's minds is this riba, is this interest, because the technical terminology that they use is, they class it as interest. The same thing if you're buying a car on a finance plan. They will ask if it's if you want to pay in installments, and they will class the extra amount as interest. This is permissible in the Sharia. This is not considered interest. Interest, on a basic level, is an excess without, or it's something that is paid without something you're paying for, right? Or a benefit that is gained through a contract without something in return. When you go to buy something, you pay whatever the price is and you get the item in return. Imagine if the item had a price of £1 and you ended up paying £2, but you only got one item. You'd feel shortchanged because you paid for an item and you got an item in return, and the extra that you gave, you didn't get anything in return for that. So that's generally how riba works, how interest works. So, if you're faced with a contract, either pay a lump sum now or pay a larger figure but in installments. Is this permissible? As I said, yes, this is permissible. In essence, what the seller is doing is the seller is offering you two contracts. He's offering you a contract to buy something upfront, and he's offer so you pay all there, or he's offering you a separate contract where you choose to pay more, right? So but the benefit of that is he defer the payments. He will allow you to pay over a different period of time, a longer period of time. So he's not taking extra from you because it's not that first contract. The nature of this contract, like if I was to sell you this mug, and let's say one day you came to me on Monday and you said, "How much is this mug?" I said it's £5, and then you come back on Tuesday and you ask me how much is a mug, and I say it's £6. I can change the price as long as it's fair and ethical. I can change the price, and it's permissible. So buying something over installments with an additional fee is permissible. So just connected to this is the issue of car finance. People ask this quite a lot. And is it permissible? Yes, generally yes. The two most common schemes, I can speak for the UK here. The two most common schemes, if you don't buy a car outright, is the PCP and the HP. The PCP plan is essentially you're hiring a car. You're paying installments to hire a car. There'll be conditions. You don't drive over a certain number of miles. You got to pay for the upkeep of the car, the service costs, whatever. And excuse me, depending on the duration of the contract, whether it's a year or 2 years or 4 years, at the end of it, you pay your final installment and you can walk away. You've ceased to hire the car. The company belongs to the finance company. They buy it off the dealer. Then you're given a choice. If you want to buy the car, you pay what they call a balloon payment, an extra amount, and that so it will work out to what all the figures that you've paid in the rent of the car, so to speak, and the balloon payment will work out to the full cost of the car. Maybe, and generally it'll be extra, for their profit, and so that's permissible. A higher purchase HP, slightly different. You end up paying more in your monthly installments, but you're actually buying to pay off the car. You're paying to buy the car, and it's yours at the end of it. These two are permissible. However, what they do is they offer a number of other services with these contracts. One service that they offer is, for example, wheel cover. So if you scrape your alloy wheel, they'll take it and they'll fix it up. This is permissible, right? Because you're paying for a service. and there's no riba in this, right? There's, if you damage your wheel, we'll take it, we'll fix it. So that's permissible. What's not permissible is something called gap insurance. How gap insurance works is, if you buy a car for 20,000, after 2 years, la samahallah, but if someone was to have an accident and the car's a write-off, and the car at that point is valued at 15,000, and the insurer gives you, that's another issue anyway, but let's say the insurer was to give you 15,000 back, the way the, you know, the materialist mentality is, you've lost 5,000, and you don't realize that, you know, things, you know, value increases and decreases. There's, the dunya is a place of loss as it is, right? So what they did is that they say is the gap between what you paid and what you're getting paid on the payout, that gap will cover. So essentially they're saying you're going to walk away with whatever you put into the car. That is riba, because for that gap, let's say it's 5,000, they may charge you £300. So you're paying 300 and you're getting 5,000 back, for example. So that's the actual essence of riba manifested there. So that is impermissible, right? So that's with regards to um, contracts where you can buy something outright or pay extra and pay over installments.